Dan Delmar and Justine McIntyre in for Aaron this week. Who is this mysterious graffiti artist in the West End putting bonjour-hi everywhere?
Have you seen them, Dan?
No, I haven't seen them yet.
I mean, have you seen the graffiti, not the graffiti artist? No.
No, I haven't. Let's get to the bottom of this. Joel Ceausu is a reporter with the Suburban, my old colleague. Hello, Joel.
Hey, Dan. How are you?
Good.
Hi, Justine.
Hi.
Have I pronounced your name correctly, by the way? Were you having this debate?
Yes, you did.
Ceausu. Okay, thanks.
You certainly did.
Excellent. So how'd you, first of all, encounter this person? I know they don't want to give their name or identity, but did you find them on the street, or how did you figure out who this was?
Well, when all those tags showed up last week, overnight Monday and Tuesday, they were just everywhere. I counted, I think it was 32 that I counted across NDG. And then I put out a call on social media, and I said, whoever you are, find me. Get in touch with me. Anonymity guaranteed. And here's what's interesting is that 4 people claimed responsibility. Two were pulling my leg. Were trying to convince me, but I could see right through it. And another was attempting something along the lines of an I am Spartacus thing, like in solidarity. But the fourth person, I asked them very specific questions, and they told me where to go. And I went to a certain location they described, and they told me that they were watching me there, and they told me where to go to find more, and they were correct on every single one. So I understood it to be them. And then we engaged in a conversation on the phone. They sent me a manifesto, a bilingual manifesto, that spoke in very flowery terms about cohabitation between Montreal's linguistic solitudes and what they hope to accomplish by putting bonjour-hi on the curb and smiles on the faces of people in the West End.
Joel, I'm intrigued by this idea of a manifesto. Can you share with us a little bit of what's in the manifesto? And does the author intend to make it public at some point?
Well, I believe I said it's sort of a manifesto because it's kind of brief and It's kind of repetitive. It's not as creative as the tags themselves. It talks about this not being an overt, and they use the term with me on the phone, not in the manifesto, but for lack of a better term, and it's a term I don't like, which is angry phone. They really don't want people to think that they're an angry phone. So I am giving you a hint of their background, but it's more about recognizing what they said as the dual linguistic reality of Montreal, bilingualism in practice and in spirit, even if not in law and in theory. And so that's the message they're trying to put forward, that we should all just live together. I can quote from it here: a celebration of who we are, of our past, present, and future. The spirit that binds us is stronger than we think. Don't allow politicians and haters to divide us. So that's the message. Parts of it are quite compelling. Parts of it are trite. But the real beauty is in the reaction to some of the tags. Because I don't know if you know that this morning another bunch showed up. Another crop of tags were done overnight. These ones including dog and cat logos and called Bonjour Woof and Bonjour Meow.
Oh no!
Now, in contrast to last week, which took the borough of Côte-Neige-Notre-Dame-de-Grâce a whole 4 working days to start removing the graffiti, these were done within a few hours. I do know that somebody I spoke with in NDG witnessed the anonymous artist at work around 4 a.m. and city crews were at that spot by 7 a.m. 7 a.m. this morning, there were city crews on the spot, scrubbing and rinsing that paint off the sidewalk on Sherbrooke. So
if only they were that quick to fill potholes and clean up cones.
It's very interesting what you're saying, Justine, because some of the comments I'm seeing on social media, people are posting photos of graffiti on their buildings, like nasty graffiti and non-artistic graffiti, and garbage piles left by contractors and by city crews on the street that still have to be collected. Yet this is being taken off lickety-split in a couple of days.
I remember reporting a swastika in my neighborhood quietly, not making a big deal out of it on social media, and it took about 3 days before they got to it.
Yeah, it's quite stark the difference. If you recall, in November, a few weeks after October 7th, the borough wasted no time in dispatching city crews to remove small posters of Israeli hostages from public posts after they got 3 phone calls about it. So when they're motivated to act, they act. The borough of Côte-Neige-Notre-Dame-de-Grâce, which has, I got to say, the largest Anglophone population of any borough on the island of Montreal, they said straight up, regardless of the message, the graffiti is not acceptable, and it will be removed in the next round of personnel going out to deal with these matters. But that just happened to be 3 or 4 days ago. So is it a coincidence? I don't know. I'll let your listeners decide.
We've got a bit of a theme going here today, Dan, because Dan and I were talking earlier about protesters, a different kind of protest, though. People protesting the climate crisis by gluing themselves to the road at the airport. Right. And now this is a very different kind of protest because of the message behind it. And the message is really one of unity and coming together. I was reading recently about the best thing that you can do, actually, for yourself and for your community is small acts of kindness. And I consider this to be an example of a small act of kindness. That's something that the author, this anonymous graffiti artist, talked about. And
interesting take.
Yeah. And do you think that is being accomplished? Do you think, what has been people's reaction when they see the graffiti?
So exactly to your question, yes, a lot of people are very enthusiastic about it, saying they love it, they want to see more of it, that's the kind of graffiti they can live with. And the discussions I'm seeing, the ones I'm seeing in person and the ones I'm having with people on the phone and the ones I'm seeing on various social media are not about politics. It's not people saying it's about damn time that we make things bilingual. No one's really bringing up Bill 96. People are bringing up the denunciation of bonjour-hi in the National Assembly that happened, but it's all in the context of here's a much nicer way to talk about this. And people are saying, this is the spirit, this is what we want to see. This is summer, this is NDG. It's one of the most chill neighborhoods on the island, and that just reflects the reality.
Anything else you can tell us about the artist? You just refer to them as the artist, but are they old, young, involved in political activism? Any other info?
No, they're a business owner, and they have a lot to say, but they're also not done. They did promise that they're not done. So
interesting.
Stay tuned.
Well, whoever they are, if they want to get in touch and speak to us, we can disguise their voice or something, and we'll put them on the air. So thanks for doing the legwork, Joel. Interesting story.
It's a pleasure. It's nice to talk to you guys.
Nice to speak
Likewise.
with you, too.
It's been a while. Joel Ceausu is a reporter with The Suburban. Check out the story at thesuburban.com on the mysterious bonjour-hi graffiti artist around the West End. A little bonjour-hi in yellow and orange with a little smiley face up top.
It's really pretty, actually. Very, very decorative.
It's just fine. I honestly am shocked at how quickly they get rid of it. You don't see city services act that way for hateful symbols. At least in my experience.
And I would bet that a lot of people probably thought that was part of the city's decoration, as a matter of fact, because in some of the places where the graffiti was found, these were places that have been decorated by the city already. There's some street painting there already. So I'll bet that people were confused about that. And yeah, kind of odd to see, or not odd, but just strange to see how quickly the city reacts to this kind of graffiti, whereas for other things, not so fast.